My beauty empire, Luminary Glow, was my everything. It was built from a dream, a vision of helping women feel radiant. I had poured my heart into every formula, every detail. Bringing my younger sister, Clara, into the company felt like a natural step, a way to share the joy and success. I pictured us growing old, still laughing over new product ideas. It was a beautiful dream, but a subtle shift began. During team meetings, Clara would offer what sounded like compliments, yet they carried a strange edge. "You're so lucky, Isabella, everything you touch just shines." Or it must be exhausting being the genius behind it all. I often brushed it off, telling myself she was just tired. Still, a faint unease settled in my stomach, like a pebble I couldn't dislodge. Then came the small errors, discrepancies in product development timelines, odd delays in intellectual property filings. I spent late nights poring over documents, a knot tightening in my chest. I told myself it was the pressure, the sheer volume of work. It had to be administrative oversights. I tried to push the worry away, but it clung to me, a shadow at the edge of my vision. The investor meeting was a disaster. A crucial funding opportunity vanished, leaving us reeling. The presentation was flawless, but someone had leaked sensitive data, undermining our position. The air in the room after the news was heavy with defeat. My heart ached for my team, for the vision we shared. I felt exposed, vulnerable. The thought of an internal leak was a cold dread. Clara stepped forward, offering to help streamline operations. She was so eager, almost too eager, to take over key project management roles. She gained deeper access to all my confidential files, my innovative formulas. I felt a flicker of relief, hoping her enthusiasm would ease my burden. But that lingering unease remained, a quiet whisper that I tried to ignore. Soon, the public criticism began. Online attacks targeted Luminary Glow's ethics and product originality. My phone buzzed with hateful comments. It felt like a physical blow. My children, usually so carefree, started asking why people were saying mean things about Mommy's company. I tried to reassure them, but the pain in their eyes mirrored my own shattered confidence. Then Mark, a brilliant member of my R&D team, resigned abruptly. He cited a toxic environment and vague accusations of unethical practices. His words hung in the air, cold and heavy. I pressed him for details, but he just shook his head, looking away. The implication, unspoken but clear, was that someone within was responsible. A cold dread turned to a sickening suspicion. I confronted Clara. I tried to keep my voice calm, but my hands trembled. She listened, then calmly deflected every concern. "Isabella, you're overworked. You're imagining things," she said, her voice soothing, yet dismissive. She painted me as paranoid, stressed. I walked away feeling defeated, questioning myself, even though my gut screamed otherwise. That night, I started discreetly auditing company records. I went through Clara's project files, cross-referencing them with my original drafts. My heart pounded as I found it. Subtle alterations, my unique marketing strategies copied almost verbatim, my formula notes slightly rephrased. The pieces clicked into place, forming a horrifying picture. Disbelief warred with a rising anger. Then I found it. A discarded meeting agenda, tucked into a folder Clara had left behind. It was a schedule of secret meetings with a rival beauty conglomerate, a company known for aggressive takeovers. My own sister. The betrayal hit me like a physical blow, stealing my breath. The woman I had protected, the sister I loved, was systematically destroying me. My disbelief turned to a cold, hard resolve. I would reclaim what was mine, no matter the cost. My resolve from that night was a cold fire. I knew I couldn't trust anyone inside Luminary Glow fully, except maybe myself. I reached out to David, a forensic IT expert I'd known for years, someone completely outside my company and family. I explained only what was necessary, the urgent need to trace digital footprints, to find the truth hidden in our systems. Days turned into long nights as David worked. Then the call came. His voice was grim as he laid out the facts. Clara had systematically copied my intellectual property. She had sabotaged product launches, delaying crucial steps, making them fail. Worse, she had leaked confidential data to our biggest competitors. Each revelation was a fresh wound, confirming my darkest fears. David's report detailed years of calculated moves. It wasn't just recent, it was a long game. Clara had meticulously planned to replace me, not just at Luminary Glow, but with a new brand built on my stolen ideas. The depth of her envy, the sheer coldness of her ambition was sickening. I felt a profound sadness for the sister I thought I knew, and a burning anger for the woman she truly was. I arranged a meeting with Clara, choosing a neutral coffee shop. I kept my voice calm, almost emotionless, as I presented a small fraction of what I knew, a few damning emails. Her face remained impassive. There was no shock, no regret, just a chilling calculation in her eyes. "You're imagining things, Isabella," she said, her voice flat. Her coldness was a confirmation, more painful than any shouted confession. As I wrestled with Clara's betrayal, the public shaming intensified. Online, I was painted as a ruthless tyrant, an unoriginal innovator. Clara's carefully crafted smear campaign was working. My children came home from school in tears, asking why their friends were saying mean things about me. My heart broke for them, caught in the crossfire of this cruel war. The financial impact was swift and brutal. Investors, spooked by the rumors, pulled out. Retailers canceled large orders. Luminary Glow's stock plummeted, threatening to dissolve everything I had built. My life's work, my legacy, was crumbling before my eyes. The weight of it was crushing, a constant ache in my chest. The emotional devastation was immense. The pain of my sister's betrayal mingled with the grief of losing my professional legacy. There were nights I just stared into the darkness, tears silently falling. But with each tear, a steely resolve grew. I wouldn't let her win. This wasn't just about my company anymore. It was about justice, about reclaiming my very identity. I began to work relentlessly, documenting every instance of sabotage, every piece of stolen intellectual property. David helped me organize the mountain of evidence. My home office became a war room. This wasn't just about confronting Clara. It was about building an airtight case, preparing for a legal battle that I knew would be brutal. I knew I couldn't fight alone. I discreetly reached out to a few key employees, people I trusted implicitly, who had also expressed suspicions about Clara. Mark, who had resigned, was the first to answer my call. He shared what he had seen, the subtle manipulations. Forming this small, dedicated team felt like a tiny flicker of hope in the overwhelming darkness. My chilling realization came late one night. Exposing Clara wasn't enough. I had to reclaim my narrative, to tell my story before hers became the accepted truth. This wasn't just a legal fight, it was a public one. I would plan a counter-assault, both in the courts and in the public eye. Clara had tried to erase me, but I would rise from the ashes, stronger and more determined than ever. My decision was firm, even though my heart ached. I filed the multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Clara. It accused her of intellectual property theft, corporate espionage, and defamation. Knowing it was my own sister made the act feel heavy, but I knew justice had to be served. I thought about all the years I protected her, and now this. There was no other way to reclaim what she had stolen. I carefully chose the right moment to release the evidence. I sent my meticulously gathered proof to trusted industry journalists and a popular online investigative channel. It was nerve-wracking, knowing my truth would soon be public. I felt a mix of fear and relief, hoping people would finally see the depth of Clara's manipulation. This was my chance to set the record straight. Clara tried to fight back. She gave interviews, attempting to paint herself as the victim, denying everything. But my evidence was too strong, too clear. Her words sounded hollow, her explanations unconvincing. I watched her attempts, feeling a strange mix of sadness for what she had become and a quiet satisfaction that her lies were finally failing to deceive. The truth was starting to surface. The beauty community reacted with shock and outrage. Messages of support poured in for me. People called for boycotts of the rival companies that had partnered with Clara. It was overwhelming, this wave of public condemnation. I felt a deep sense of vindication, but also a quiet sadness for the widespread destruction Clara had caused, affecting so many beyond just me. I launched my Reclaim Your Glow campaign. I shared my story, my pain, my resilience openly with the world. It felt vulnerable, but I knew I had to be honest for people to truly understand. People connected with my struggle, with the idea of rising again. Luminary Glow started to feel like a beacon of hope again, not just for me, but for everyone who had been betrayed. The legal proceedings began to unfold dramatically. Former employees, people who had seen Clara's actions firsthand, testified against her. Expert witnesses confirmed her systematic sabotage, detailing every stolen idea. Each testimony was a painful reminder of her betrayal, but also a crucial step towards justice. I sat there, listening, feeling the weight of the truth finally being spoken in a court of law. Clara's world crumbled around her. Her reputation was utterly destroyed, leaving her professionally isolated. The court ordered her to pay substantial damages, and serious talk of potential criminal charges began. I saw her in court, a shadow of her former self defeated. There was no joy in her downfall for me, only a quiet, somber understanding of the heavy price she had paid for her choices. Luminary Glow rose again, stronger and more authentic than before. Our sales soared, surpassing all previous records. People trusted us, not just for our innovative products, but for our story of resilience and integrity. It was a testament to fighting for what's right. I watched my team, their faces filled with renewed hope and dedication, and felt an immense, quiet pride in what we had overcome together. I had reclaimed my empire, my name, my reputation. But the cost of Clara's betrayal was immense. The sting of her actions still remained, a permanent scar on my heart. Yet, through it all, I also discovered a deep, unwavering strength I never knew I possessed. It was a hard lesson, but it taught me about my own power, my own resilience, and the unyielding spirit within me. I stood at the revitalized Luminary Glow, surrounded by the radiant glow of our new success. I was changed, forever marked by Clara's actions, but I was unbroken. My legacy was firmly restored, a beacon of resilience and triumph. I had the last word, not with anger or bitterness, but with a quiet, powerful vindication. I was unyielding, my empire reclaimed, my truth unwavering.